Hi, how are you? Uh, like I was talking about the government job in India, it's so amazing thing. I remember growing up, like there was a one officer who was working in our street, that in a nationalized bank, and he was working in the Bank of Baroda, and he took the day off for 1 year and went to the America and then came back and go back to the work again. So like that's what going on in government job in India, any kind of job. I think that you can take the uh, leave for the 1 year or maybe I think 2 years, and then you can go wherever you want to go. You can do, you can explore, and you can do whatever you want to do, and then come back. And that's the way the service is so decreased in our country. Some good things do happen. I think somebody says that like Amol Palekar made his whole film career when he was typically on the work. So yeah, there was a something, but like it's the system is from the top to bottom. I think it is like that. Like at the top they say we say the IAS officer and IPS officer. The IAS officer, they says there are like 10 lakhs student taking part, and out of that they have to select only 1000 student for the final officer category. And it is a very prestige and privilege in some area, some caste, I think. And I think I grew up growing up in Gujarat. Like we don't have that much importance for that, and we generally want to go in a private area. But the thing is that I always surprised about like why they do not take care of the things. And nowadays, a very good thing happen is that like there is a podcast come, and then there is a some interview about the uh, honest officer. That like there was a sachiv in a coal department, like around during the Manmohan ji ki sarkar, there was a like big coal कोयले का कौभांड हुआ था। तो उन्होंने सब अच्छी तरह से उसका कर दिया था, पकड़ के वो ऐसा बोलते थे कि लाइक ही मेड इट नाउ फुल प्रूफ दैट लाइक इन अ फ्यूचर also it can be prevented any kind of the scam or wrongdoing. So that's a very good, and everybody has to should have to follow this kind of the code of conduct, because generally क्या होता है कि ये like it is so stressful to know that like British made the rule in somewhere in 18 about the criminal law for the code of IPC, Indian Penal Code. That's what they say, is that like they just give the new name as a like जो British Penal Code है, just they keep it as it is. And then like in the same code, like the homosexuality is the crime. And when in the same law, England itself corrected that and making lawful in I think around 1955. That time, like nobody wake up in India. I don't know, this IPS officer do not read newspaper that time, but nobody think about that. And then like there is all the kind of the court battle and other things going on. And so, and there is a like lot of things we can make it according to our necessity, our different culture. We need to have no law for the self defense. Like we need some people to give the right to bear arms, not all the time little arms like gun, but there is a like semi little like laser gun or something like that. We need that. Like you cannot have criminals per criminal taking over the part of the city, part of the town, village, whatever it is, and there is no self defense. That you have to give the self defense, uh, the right for the self defense to the people, and like easily give the right for the arms, right for the self-defense. And then at the same time, if they got this like self-defense, so like they can fire without any hesitation, and like it can help curbing crime a lot. uh, like when you see about this IAS or IPS exam, like there are so many comprehension, and like it is mainly, I don't know what they actually uh, uh, testing your intelligence or the way you write down, keep the whatever the thing as it is. I don't know what exactly they're checking in a student, because they are doing the level of comprehension, like you read the paragraph and then give the answer for the question from the paragraph, or like write down the niban like essay from the different subjects. So I always say there is no creativity test, or like they do not train them for the creativity or come up with some new things, or they change the things. They just train them, or they require them to keep as it is, whatever the things जो है उसको रखो, या जिसको कुछ काम नहीं करना है तो उसके लिए अच्छा सा निबंध बना के, ऐसे बना के आगे के डिपार्टमेंट में रख दो। बस वही उनको ट्रेनिंग है, दैट्स ऑल दे डू। लाइक इंस्टेड ऑफ डूइंग वर्क, हम क्यों नहीं करना चाहते हैं, क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं, बस वही बात अगले डिपार्टमेंट को कह दो, तो वो फिर बाद में वो अपने अगले डिपार्टमेंट पे जाएगा। लाइक दैट वाज अ डिस्कशन आई वाज लिसनिंग ऑन द यूट्यूब फॉर द, देयर इज अ like Sir Vikas Divyakirti. He was a very famous IAS coaching trainer, and there was a discussion regarding the fire incident in Delhi. And like some student says that like there was this fire incidents kept going on in a Delhi since long time, and there is like some violation, and in a Delhi it was under the different municipality or the state government or federal government, but nobody taking care of that. So some students say that like, there was some student who used to study here and then become the IAS IPS, and they have a high rank job in a government, and they still forget about solving the problem where they used to study, where used to live, or means maybe they forget, or maybe they are not able to do that. So in both case, you have to break the system, you have to change the system. If you cannot change, you break it down and then see what you can do. If you as a IAS officer cannot able to do anything, how can any ordinary normal person can do? And the IAS officer, I don't know, the in some other officers too, they think that now they are in a government in a good post, so them and their relatives always gonna get the good treatment and the priority treatment. So then they forget about that, what happened to the rest of the public, rest of the people. They are still getting the shitty service from everybody, but nobody think about them. Like, why not you think that like government officer, each and every government officer treat every person as इसकी पहचान है, सबको ऐसे ट्रीट करो, ये पहचान। जैसे वो लोग डिफरेंट ट्रीटमेंट करते हैं, जैसे कोई पहचान वाला आया तो उसको डिफरेंट ट्रीटमेंट करते हैं, कोई पहचान के बिना का है तो उसको डिफरेंट ट्रीटमेंट। व्हाई यू हैव टू डू दैट? ट्रीट एवरीबडी कि वो पहचान वाला ही है, regardless, that means give the good customer service. I know that there is no compensation for that, like if you give that treatment or not treatment, you get the same salary and nobody fire you, and you still take the vacation for the 1 year. So there are a lot of benefits. There is no any kind of the compensation for behaving good, but that's the way it is. Otherwise one day it's gonna broke down everything. And a lot of abuse on the high ranking government officers too, that I always listen and heard in a system. I think I'll tell that in the next video. Bye bye. Good night. Jai Hind.